Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamil. So let's see where market can move and how we can plan for tomorrow. Last time we discussed after opening flat, any green candle closing higher, we can plan to buy on here, and 11,500 going to be our first target. And we also discussed if anything directly gap up near on 11,500, still is a positive sign for us. But for we can plan how we plan after opening gap up 11,500 need to respect here. Then second half we can try to buy on here. But you can see after opening almost 175 point gap up, market continuously non-stop traveling on upside. Though it's we didn't plan to buy on here, after touching resistance level, market slightly becomes sideways on here. So how you can plan for tomorrow? There's a trend line. You can see market start maintaining here on this top. So how you can plan after for tomorrow after opening flat? Market need to be open flat. This range and that range after opening, only this range can consider as a flat level. After opening flat, there's a round level 11,600. As soon as it break 11,600, we can plan to buy on here, and 30 to 35 or 30 to 40 point, 30 to 40 point going to be our stop loss. 1 is to going to be our target, and the round level going to be 11,700 is the next round level. But we can consider for 1 is to 2 after opening flat. As soon as it break 11,600 round level, as soon as it break, we can plan to buy. 11,700 nearby going to be our first target, and our stop loss somewhere 30 to 35 or 35 to 40. It is the maximum point of SL. And suppose we plan to buy, market directly open gap up, it's also can possible because continuously can see gap up, gap up, gap up, continuously market slightly become gap up. So remember one point, in a negative market, if market continuously opening gap up slightly, though it's slightly gap up, it's in the 8 market become closing, but slightly gap up opening, that means it's buying market. Buying somewhere is pending. That means momentum can be continuation, that to be in buyer side. But as we plan on a weekly chart on yesterday, we can consider this kind of doji candle or either this kind of reversal candle. We already plan on yesterday. That means market can travel both sides. You can see here from today, market almost travel almost near on 11,600. So 200 point, 175 point, and also 200 point travel, almost 375 near on 400 point market almost travel on here. That means it start to traveling on upside. So chances are very high. If anything gap up, that to be 11,700 exactly on round level, it also can be selling pressure. For how we can plan, suppose market directly open gap up near on 11,700, no doubt you can see last time this range act as a strong resistance level. So similarly, we are going to plan to sell on here, but the condition is going to be only after opening gap up 50 minute. We have to be wait any strong negative candle, we can consider to selling side, and this is closing price will might going to be our first target. And generally 35 to 40 point going to be our stop loss, and 1 is to going to be our target. It can be a selling price aggressively as we plan on weekly chart. Market can be travel both sides. So chances are very high after gap up, it can be continuation for the selling side. So suppose if anything gap up directly, you can see here this range acts as support, it acts as a buying price. So directly after opening gap down, we have to be wait to see the price action. Only after market getting continuously start to become sideways on here, any breakdown, we can plan to buy selling on here, and closing this closing price can be our first target, and this gap can be filled for tomorrow only after opening gap up. Market need to be sideways, then any breakout we can plan to buy, we plan to sell on here as well. 30 to 35 going to be stop loss, and 1 is to going to be a target. I hope you understand this point, friend. This is for the Nasdaq. Let's check the S&P 500, how you can plan for tomorrow. Similar analysis, similar price pattern, but I would suggest you not to take a trade as a buying side for tomorrow on S&P 500, because you can see there's a round level 3,800 is a strong round level. No doubt round level acts as a resistance for the market. On that condition, even after opening flat, we're not going to plan to buy on here. How you can plan, if anything gap up, then we can plan to sell on here. As we plan on Nasdaq, only after opening gap up, we can plan to sell on here. So let the market decide. Let's see which side market are going to open for tomorrow. If anything gap down, as similar analysis need to be hold for at least for 45 or even hour or 1 hour, at least market need to be hold. Any breakdown, we can try to sell immediately, and this gap can be our first target. I hope you understand all of this point, friend. And for the buying, we are going to be ignore for S&P 500. I hope you understand this point, friend. So let's take the stock. Which stock we can plan to buy for tomorrow? First stock will going to be the Netflix. Is also for the buying side. You can see here the price, and if you see after competitive breakdown, first pullback, and this is no doubt is resistance level. After retest resistance level is aggressively on selling pressure. For tomorrow, it look like it can be come down on his next support level, which is already tested previous time. So for this 169 need to be crossed. As soon as it cross below after opening 168, 160, 170 after opening flat. As soon as it cross 169, we can plan to sell immediately on here, and $2 going to be stop loss. 1 is going to be our target. Remember, this stock need to be flat. After, if anything gap up, then it can be either this kind of momentum we can see after traveling. It can be also in the end can become negative. So for this we are not going to be trade. If anything gap up, gap down, only flat we can plan to sell on here. $2 going to be stop loss. 1 is going to be our target. This is the first stock for Netflix. Second stock will going to be for Microsoft. It is for the buying side, but there's a few conditions. 255 going to be our buying price. No doubt it's a very good stock. It's always give very good strong momentum. We can easily get our trade, but for this market need to be open flat. You can see here trend start to become reversal on here. After start selling, first pullback and it's retracement, again pullback. It's a W pattern. Remember, W pattern is the initial sign that trend can be reversal. So we can try to buy on here as well. 255 as soon as this break on upside, we can plan to buy on here, and as usual $2 going to be stop loss. 1 is going to be our target. I hope you understand all of these points, friends. If you understand, and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you very much.